Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively we're the Office Blokes.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
True factual statement, you can still win this hat. This very hat right now.
Yep.
Yeah, all you have to do is make sure you subscribe to our channel, go and find the video The Blokes Play Football and comment done in the comment section. That is it. We'll pick a winner on Friday. What's the date? 22nd, is it?
20th. 18th.
This Friday coming up. Yeah, it'd be the 18th, wouldn't it? Of course it is, yeah. And then we'll send out the hat to you. It's as simple as that. Easy. There you go. Right then, Times employees got fired on Undercover Boss.
I've seen this a few times, Undercover Boss.
Yeah.
And I've watched a few comedy sketches as well. I think Key and Peele did. We did one with Key and Peele. On
Yeah,
Boss, didn't we?
Yeah, you're right.
So I think
I've seen mainly the British one. I'm not sure if I've seen
Yeah.
the American one quite. I might see one or two episodes, but
I've only
mainly
seen the
English
American one.
Oh, have you?
I didn't know
right,
they did a British one.
I've seen loads of the American one.
I think they're all pretty much the same format, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you do wonder. A lot of these people must cotton on these days.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as undercover as it probably
I
used to
agree.
be.
Well,
I agree.
you know, they say it's like a new employee and we're filming a documentary following this guy trying a new job, but you're still on camera. So even if you don't know that's your boss, you've got to expect that your boss is probably going to see the things you say on camera.
Yeah.
And that's the issue I always had with it a little bit.
I think for true undercover one, I mean, in these like hidden cameras, I suppose, don't they, or CCTV or something like that, and really, really sort of like play it down. I mean, sometimes the bosses get dressed up as well, don't they? Or they change their
they always
appearance.
do.
And you think,
be a bit shit otherwise, unless you've never seen the boss.
Aren't you my
before.
boss?
Yeah.
No, I'm I
just look like him.
Yeah. But that being said, I did like it. I watched quite a lot of it. It was on Channel 4, I think.
It's one of them TV shows. It becomes when you watch one, you have to watch another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you
very
get invested into it.
It is a feel-good type of thing, isn't it? Where they always... The outcome's always sort of like maybe giving someone a holiday or giving someone a pay rise or getting the good employees that aren't sort of like up there at the top.
This one says get fired. So
I know,
it's not good for everybody. I'm guessing.
Bit of recognition, but I've never seen any get fired. So
I wonder if this is, Mr. Beast is just a full. He just gives things away, and it's like he's built a whole brand around helping people that need it. That was such a staple of this program where it'd say, "I'm going to pay your college tuition fees for the next 2 years," or here's a car so you can drive to work every day and do the school run. I wonder if people like Mr. Beast saw that and thought, that's what we need to be doing.
Yeah,
I think it's just nice to be kind.
Absolutely, I agree.
Just
be nice.
Just reading to say Jeff Bezos is giving away a load of his
100 million, hasn't he?
Over 100 million or 100 billion in it, I think.
Didn't Dolly Parton win one of them or something? I just saw the headline, didn't read the story.
I don't know.
I haven't read the story, just saw a headline. So
anyway, let's watch this.
Yeah, let's get into it. So Times employees got fired on Undercover Boss. Let's do it.
From an employee who drives away customers to another who bullies his staff, this video is gonna get heated. Hello everyone, welcome back to Recap Now. In today's video, we're gonna discuss some of the worst employees on Undercover Boss. So sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys. We're starting things off with a front desk manager who drove people away with her foul mouth.
Hey, your payment's overdue.
I know, I'm gonna pay it tomorrow.
No, you have to pay today. Hello, no, listen. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't with me, dude.
In the 14th episode of Season 4, we were introduced to the founder of Retro Fitness, Eric Casaburi. Casaburi controls over 90 fitness clubs with 300,000 members and 1,200 employees. For this episode, he went undercover as an employee named Barry to see if his vision of top-notch customer service was being executed by the staff.
I'm a little nervous about going undercover, but I've got this great disguise. I've transformed into Barry Ghosh, a down-on-his-luck guy competing on a reality show to win his own gym.
During that time,
It looks exactly the same, just with scruffy hair.
he not only found inspiration from several employees, but also found exasperation from one foul-mouthed employee. Casaburi came across his worst nightmare when he met Jacqueline, a front desk manager in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Jacqueline seemed to be an...
What you're going to find though with places like this, if you're not expecting it, you don't know. Do you know what I mean? If it's someone else,
of course,
if you're not expecting it, you just.
I think context is everything when you recognise someone. You can deal with someone on a professional basis for years and see them outside of work and be like, sure, I know you.
I was at the markets last night and I walked past the guy and I was like, I heard the voice first and I thought, oh, then when you recognise the voice and I saw him and I was like, where do I know him from?
Yeah.
It was like, he's working on the market and I'm like, where do I said again, come here, where do I know him from? She's like, I don't know him. And I'm like, must be footballing.
Yeah.
Must come to the game with us.
Was it?
I don't know, I can't remember.
So some guy, you probably didn't even know him.
I did 100%.
Yeah.
I've had a conversation with him. I just can't think where.
I thought you were going to say it's my brother then.
Probably is. That's probably what it could be. Yeah.
An enthusiastic manager for a few seconds until she said this.
All right, someone walks in. Hey, how you doing?
Use that while you work?
Yep. Taking pictures of myself. You can run your gym the way you want it to run.
Right.
You can have your employees not take out their phone and take selfies all day, but that's what I like to do.
Wow. Well, when you're in the customer service industry, it shouldn't matter if you're having a slow day. No one should present themselves the way Jacqueline does, and being at the front desk is no joke. One has to be presentable at all times, since it's the first place a customer makes contact with the business. Castleberry tried to point out to Jacqueline that with the way she presents herself, customers might hesitate to come up to her or think that she's busy. The reply that she gave to this left us all in shock. Just take a look at what she said.
People love to interrupt here, love to be obnoxious. I'm not a slave. I don't work for you. I don't know what to do with some people. I just want to punch them in the face sometimes.
So what exactly are they supposed to do then? She's working at the front desk. You're supposed to be an approachable person. What she does next takes things to a whole other level. Members are prized assets of any club. They're the ones who give the place credibility and keep the business running. But take a look at what this manager thought about the members.
Members, they're literally stupid. They don't know anything. And then they come up here and they're like, well, what does protein do? Dude, you don't know what protein does?
Okay, Jacqueline doesn't seem like much of a people person. We wonder how she even became the front desk manager in the first place. She's insufferable.
I'd have broke cover by now.
Yeah.
I'd have gone, fuck this.
Yeah,
We're going out.
go on.
You out now.
I'd have had kids with her.
Yeah, probably. Exactly that. Yeah.
A little later, her demonstration on how to make a smoothie was nothing short of a horror flick. Take a look at this.
We're not supposed to put more than what it says on the menu. I always put 2.5. So you would go 1, 6, go. That makes a disgusting shake.
Okay.
So what I always do, 1 and hold juice. That's the
your
perfect shake.
I noticed that there was like extra in here. Like, what do you guys
I
like
dump
made
it out.
samples out of that? You don't offer
I
it to the member
nope,
at all? You just
dump it out.
Now that's not how you do business.
There is a cost associated with every ingredient that goes into that shake. So when you're dumping that down the sink, you're just dumping money down the sink.
While Jacqueline was an absolute disaster at the front desk, she was even worse as a manager. Take a look at how she got annoyed with Castleberry.
This cup, I assume it just happens to say it there.
No, you just do a full cup.
You do it in the full cup?
You don't have to go by the book with every situation in your life.
The menu says medium though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
but I'm telling you this way.
Oh, that's why I forgot. It was Jacqueline's juice bar.
Excuse me?
This woman is so rude. She could spoil anyone's day. One of the members who witnessed this even stood up for Castleberry.
I'm never mean. I'm not being mean.
He's her David.
You okay?
Okay, she's the manager.
But what she did next with one of the members is absolutely ludicrous. Just watch this.
Oh, Akeem, hey, your payment's overdue.
I know. I'm gonna pay it tomorrow.
You have to pay today.
Nuh-uh, Jay.
Hello, no, listen. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't with me, dude.
Now for the moment of truth. When Jacqueline was informed that Barry was actually the founder, this is how she reacted.
Got the same eyes.
Jacqueline,
Yes, Eric.
you were my biggest fear of going undercover.
Why?
The first thing that I took note of that was completely unacceptable was how you treated some of our members right in front of them.
She was in complete denial and started arguing with the CEO of the company. After all that occurred, there was no way Castleberry would want her on the job any longer. Take a look at what Castleberry did.
Guy gets stabbed in the back, there's a whole nother Bob.
So you got stabbed in the back.
I can't make it any more clear. I can't have you behind a counter like this. I'm disappointed, Jack. There's nothing else I could do.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Well, Jacqueline had the ability to drive customers away, but this next employee at Hooters degraded and exploited his female staff.
Oh no, he shouldn't be a boss at Hooters. We'll just put that out. Look at who hired him. Jesus Christ.
I got approached by someone not long ago. I think I told you to open a Hooters over here.
Yeah.
At the airport, they wanted to open one at the airport.
Yeah. Ah.
So I was like, I'm not getting involved in that. It's not my industry. I don't know any shit all about it.
For some reason, Hooters is toxic over here. Like every time someone tries to open one, it just fails, doesn't it? I think there's one.
The airport might have been a good call because it's it's all the travellers going through and sort of like stuck in there sort of thing. So, but I was like, that's not my business, mate.
No,
Go somewhere
Tough
else.
industry, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know anything
like
about it. I know a lot about it as a consumer.
Yeah.
but not as a
Behind the
businessman.
scenes and running it, and
It's not it's too much for me.
It'd take a lot.
Yeah.
It'd take a lot of being there and managing and stuff.
I
wouldn't it?
guess so. Yeah.
You get one employee like her, and they could.
Oh, I'd kill her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could screw your business over completely, couldn't they?
Yeah.
I ordered a beer on Saturday night in a pub, and there was more than one drink to my order, but I asked for a pint, and there was 3 people behind the bar chatting, no one else at the bar, 3 of them just having a conversation, and I asked for the beer and she went, okay, started pouring a beer and carried on the conversation. And I'm like, there's more drinks that I want. And I know bar staff hate it when they give you a drink and then you ask for another one or another one.
Yeah.
But she didn't give me an opportunity to finish my order and was just chatting pants the whole time. And then she said, that's how much it is. And I got my card out and went, no, I want another drink over there. Sent her
I
right.
lost it.
It was an empty bar and it was 3 members of staff just chatting, not even looking at me. The other 2 didn't even acknowledge me in any way, shape, or form.
I'm assuming youngish, like mid-20s, I'd say.
But they're there for a job. You're there, you're getting paid.
Yep.
Just do your job.
Surely, so a lot of it, I think, is in the training as well. It depends who's training these people.
Yeah.
I think one of them was the manager.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Curry's all over.
All right, ladies, today, you want to go home? You want to leave early today? Cuts are going to be on games. Eating contest, all right? They shove their faces down on the beans and have them clean it up, you know?
I've seen this one. Does he get him to like sit on a stool and kind of like grind
that's
it?
The
And
one
it
I've seen something similar to that, but I don't think that's it. It might be.
Right. Yeah.
Is he the undercover boss then on the left?
He's the boss.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Don't it looks like an IT consultant?
And I was going to say, yeah.
Games eating contest, all right? They shove their faces down on the beans and have them clean it up, you know? All right?
In the 12th episode of Season 1, former CEO of Hooters, Kobe Brooks, son of Robert H. Brooks, who's one of the founders, went undercover. He took on the name Scott Archer to gain some insights on his company, which has over 400 plus franchises across the world. For the most part, he was happy with how things were, until he came across the general manager of their South Arlington, Texas location, Jimbo. At the beginning of all this, he seemed to be like any other manager you'd see at a fast food restaurant.
Scott, Jimbo. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How are you? Pretty good. Dude, we got to get rocking and rolling. All right, so, got your shirt, okay? Get changed, and then we will hook up in 2 shakes of lambsdale.
But what he did next completely changed the CEO's opinion about him. Take a look for yourselves.
Perfect line. Make it straight. We're looking at the hair. Is it styled? It looks styled to me. Okay. Makeup. Is it on? Yes. She looks like a Hollywood starlet. Yes. Right?
Well, the lineup left Brooks feeling appalled. The next thing he did would completely worsen the situation. Generally, if the day is slow, managers will give early cuts to their staff to lower costs. But the way Jimbo approached this was incredibly degrading. Out of sheer luck, Brooks was able to witness the owner's immoral process for giving pay cuts. Rather than just giving the ladies their money, they had to play a game. Check this out.
All right, ladies, today, you want to go home? You want to leave early today? Cuts are going to be on games.
So what am I supposed to do about school if I have to leave?
You're going to play my reindeer games.
Worst of all, he didn't care about whether the ladies liked it or not. And when Jimbo eventually brought the beans and started the game, it was just nasty. The girls were clearly uncomfortable. But Jimbo didn't really care. Take a look at what happened next.
Heart attack. Here's the rules of my game. The first girl that finishes her plate of beans will go home.
It was horrible, disrespectful, and disgusting. Jimbo was basically exploiting them. He took advantage of his power as a manager and enjoyed the sight of his employees getting embarrassed. It was simply twisted.
Who doesn't want to spend the rest of the afternoon with me? Yeah!
So when the moment of truth came and Brooks revealed himself, this is what Jimbo had to say.
What's going on, buddy?
Jimbo, I am not Scotty.
Okay.
I'm Kobe Brooks, the president and CEO of Hooters of America. The way that you interact is inappropriate.
I'm too competitive, and if I'm too harsh, man, it works. Shame on me if it's a bad thing of being uber competitive. And I do have a track record. And
you can build profit all you want. That's not what I want. It's all about being respectful.
After getting fired, all he could say was this.
He said, these are my 2 daughters, and I wouldn't feel comfortable with them working for you. And I took a step back. Okay, I get it.
But sadly, he still made it seem like he did nothing wrong. We have to admit that Jimbo was actually good at his job, but he let his creepy nature get the best of him. But for this next employee, it didn't matter.
Oh, yeah, we're a bell end. Why? But there's something in there where he says, you've got to be respectful, to the, and then but he dresses his staff in gear. It's just barely.
It's a bit of a
contradiction.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. I think you've got to be very careful to be extra respectful because they're dressed like that a little bit, because it could so easily cross into being wildly inappropriate, couldn't it?
Yeah, well, that was inappropriate what he was doing.
It was. I'm sure there's more inappropriate bosses at Hooters as well.
I'm sure, yeah.
Just seems like the sort of place where if you get like a power mad probably fat guy.
I mean, I love Hooters as well. It's the chicken and the sauces they do are great. I love that buffalo chicken sort of taste.
Yeah.
And it's a great place where you used to go and take the kids and colouring competitions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But no, you don't treat them like that.
No, it's absolutely just
don't treat anyone like that.
No, not at all. No.
What I wasn't getting there is they said that they send staff home early to save costs, and you'd assume a lot of these people probably need the money. So why are they fighting to get sent home early and not get paid?
Probably, yeah.
Some of them probably haven't done a shift already, and they've done enough to warrant moving on sort of thing. She said, "What happens if I need to go to school? I need to leave early." Sort of thing.
Yeah, it was just all very awkward, wasn't it?
That one. Yeah.
No matter what or who you were, he was going to insult you.
Heard before. Pete is a little. He's definitely made of.
No, you just blew my mind with your last comment.
Season 7 kicked things off with a business called Buffalo Wings and Rings. With over 80 franchises in the US, Middle East, and Europe, it was founded by Haitham David, Nader Massadeh, and Philip Schramm. Massadeh went undercover using the name Pete to find out if his restaurants were on the road to success.
See things that are not executed properly, I will do whatever it takes to correct them. Even if that means firing myself, I will do that.
While Massadeh got to meet some dedicated employees,
that's a change. You won't pick up on that.
No, that's quite a good one, that, I must admit.
Do you remember when we reacted to the rapper Logic? He did a song with Eminem where he's like speed rapping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
he also got to meet an absolute nightmare. Massadeh wanted to learn more about the hiring process and how the restaurant was attracting the right staff. Instead, though, he came across Wes, the kitchen manager of the restaurant in Bardstown, Kentucky. Wes's first impression was quite interesting. He could easily intimidate anyone, especially those who are on their first day at work.
It's me. You must be.
I'm Pete.
I'm going to teach you everything you need to know back here.
Okay.
Okay? There ain't a damn thing that I do not know how to do in these four walls, okay?
Okay.
When it's someone's first day on the job, the manager will often get them to shadow an old employee to understand what is required of them. But Wes dumped all the work on Massadeh with hardly any instructions.
Basically, I am the kitchen manager back here. You're going to need a really strong fire. Okay, look, 1X boneless fry. This is your sauce matrix. And the bourbon sauce is right here.
Take a look at Massadeh trying to juggle things around.
It's not going on.
Okay, look, it's a thicker sauce. Can't have a limp wrist. All right.
Wes was clearly getting irritated by Massadeh's slow pace. Guess that he forgot that an entry-level worker can't work well without any guidance. Massadeh was left to attend to the long list of orders by himself. Soon, customers grew impatient with the wait times, and the servers had to offer discounts to some of the tables. Wes really wasn't happy about this, but can you blame a newbie?
I am so sorry.
We know you're that. He's up food. He's cost us money. He's pissed off customers. He is up astronomically.
A while later, when Massadeh was asked to mop the floor, this is what Wes said to him.
Floor so clean, you would
on the floor?
Oh yeah.
On the floor in the kitchen.
My floor? I would totally have on my floor.
Massadeh noticed that Wes's behavior was only getting worse. For the dinner service, Wes said this to T, one of the employees, which was absolutely inappropriate, rude, and vulgar.
Before. Pete is a little bit. He's definitely made of.
No, you just blew my mind with your last comment.
Wes's behavior is definitely a bad representation of my brand.
Wes made everyone feel uncomfortable with his nasty behavior. Later on, Massadeh asked one of the workers if Wes behaved like this every day, and they didn't think twice to answer. Wes was not only extremely full of himself, but he was also a bully. Take a look at what he said next.
High school kids, the average person that works back here, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, they're dumbass. You can't ask dumb people to do smart things. I'm a kid, I'm harsh, I'm over the top.
It doesn't really matter if the workers are school kids, college students, or anything. You treat employees with respect, regardless of their age or experience. Wes basically wanted to keep everyone under his control. It felt like he was running the kitchen as a dictator rather than as a leader. Check this out.
Who stole my towel? If I see somebody take my towel, I'm going to kick you straight in your little baby nuts.
And suppose an employee would make a mistake. Take a look at what actions he would take.
I said, any questions or concerns that I can talk about? One raised their hand. The kitchen. They talk vulgar. They talk this. They talk that. And I said, I'll address Wes.
By now, Massadeh had had enough. Later, he spots Red, one of the franchise owners, and calls her over for a quick chat. And this is what she had to say about Wes.
I came in here today and I was working with Wes in the kitchen, and is he for real or is he just putting an act on?
No, that's him. That is him completely.
But sadly for Masade, he met not one, but two employees who gave him a hard time. Before Wes, Amber, a server at his Chicago restaurant, was also a nightmare. Masade was shadowing Amber and was simultaneously comparing her explanations to how they run things at one of his top-performing franchises. Amber was doing great with all the explanations until she said this.
Basically, the way that the sections are split up, you have the dining side and then you have the bar side.
Okay.
And so it's basically the exact same concept as Buffalo Wild Wings.
No owner likes to hear their own employees comparing their brand to another. This irked Masade a lot.
Not Buffalo Wild Wings. If I had any hair, I would be pulling it right now. It's a family restaurant, not a sports bar. It's crazy. Come on, get it right.
On top of that, the CEO was shocked to see that the staff's teamwork was extremely poor. They lacked coordination and overall just seemed lost. Take a look at how lost they look. It's quite funny.
Thank you so much.
Should we go run that or just have to finish?
Well, we'll have to finish ringing this in first. Hopefully, maybe somebody else will be nice enough to run it for us, but if not, we'll get to it.
The table, other servers are standing around doing nothing. Why don't you just take it to the table?
Masade got to know a lot more about Amber when they went out to deliver food, especially about the manager Justin. When Masade asked Amber what a perfect manager was in her eyes, she said this.
A perfect manager is somebody who's understanding. Like, for example, being sick. That's not something that's accepted at our job.
Hearing that, Masade was in shock. To run a business successfully, employee satisfaction is one of the most important things that an employer should keep in mind. A business will not run smoothly if the management can't keep their employees happy. And this is when Masade understood that he had to take action real soon. So when it was time for the big reveal, take a look at how Wes reacted when he realized that Pete was actually Masade, the president of the company.
How are you? It's good to see you again.
Well, Wes, I'm not Pete.
Clearly, yeah.
My name is Nader Masadi, and I'm the president and CEO of Buffalo Wings and Rings. And I have been undercover for this past week in my own company.
Okay.
When I first walked in, you were very strong.
When Masade confronted him, this is what Wes said.
I'm not their dada. I'm not their guidance counselor. I'm their manager.
Okay. I have asked Sean and Red to be here today.
Put them right here.
Then when Masade invited Red and Sean, the franchise owners, to talk about his management skill, this is what they said.
Well, he did everything I asked. If I needed him to come in on his day off, he was there. But because I'm opening a second store the past year, I haven't been around the Bardstown store.
Rather than redeem himself for the things that he did, Wes chose to argue. And this led to the obvious. Wes got fired.
It's alarming. It's upsetting. Internally, I'm a person that doesn't give up on anybody. I think I would have a better chance at success if we separate ways.
If Masade never went undercover, Wes would still have been the manager and continue to bully his staff. And what happened to Amber? Well, this will surely put a smile to your face. Take a look at what Masade had in store for her.
By your dedication to school, because of you, I have set up a Buffalo Wings and Rings scholarship fund, and you will be the first recipient.
No.
Yes.
With that, sadly, we've come to the end of the video. Which employee do you find to be the worst? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked our video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe.
I wonder what the legal process is, like the legal ramifications of on a TV show just saying you're fired. Is there due process that's got to be followed before that?
Well, I think they've got pretty much clear evidence there of him being a bully.
Yeah, I get that.
They're all sackable offences, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Yeah,
I get that, but it's quite litigious, isn't it, over there?
Do you think a lot of people acting like that in kitchens? You think a lot of it's down to people like Gordon Ramsay, that type of thing on the TV over the last 10, 15 years?
It's the culture in kitchens to be loud and
I think it is anyway. I think
I've never met a chef that's normal.
No.
Every one of them's a nutcase.
Yeah.
Proper nutcase.
I know certainly, obviously, a lot of kitchens, obviously, there's a high amount of stress in there.
There is stress, and it's hot.
He seemed to be the first one, that was shouting and swearing, and you could say bullying people as well,
There's certain ways of bullying people, isn't there? I mean, some of the words. I mean, you hear what Ramsay says. The way he speaks to people, it's very degrading sometimes, and not. I don't think he crosses that line. To do what I mean. That guy who had them girls eating off the plate. That's just bang out of order.
Yeah, well, it's pervy, isn't it? That's the weird thing about that.
There's everything he did there was enough to get him fired.
Oh, absolutely, straight off the bat. Yeah, you don't need warnings or anything like that for that. It's just,
it's one of them as well where you talk about litigious sort of stuff where if you wanted to go against it, there's a lot more riding on it for you to appeal it.
Yeah.
have you say, okay, if that's the case, then we're going to open up the whole video, and this is what you're going to be done.
Yeah, and there'll be even more.
There'll be even more, and you might even go to prison, mate.
Yeah, I think there's one of those. I mean, those videos are just basically banter rights, aren't they? I don't think you've got any defence at all. I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but they had a good. It is a good concept of like trying to sort of like, you know, hunt out all the problem stuff and also reward the good stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it's a great concept for a TV program. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's
really
like
good.
you said at the beginning, it's one of those that if you watch an episode, you just carry on pressing play.
Yeah. I think the guy at the end there, he had the best disguise though, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
he was pretty good. It's pretty good, that one, to be fair.
Yeah. I've worked in a kitchen though, and they're like that. It's just, and I'm not justifying people's behaviour there whatsoever, but there's lots of shouting and swearing. There's lots of chefs that are cokeheads.
Imagine doing a lot of shouting, saying, you know, is this order ready, and, you know, put this on that on.
It's more than that. It's like abuse. There's a lot of it.
I went into a restaurant not long ago in Greece, right, and it was one of the most bizarre experiences I've ever witnessed with the kitchen. The kitchen was in the middle of the restaurant, right. And when they weren't cooking, they were just staring ahead, just stood straight up, staring ahead. They get the order. There was 4 chefs around, I think maybe 4 or 5. And when they get the order, they turned, cooked the food and everything, plated it up, passed it down the line, whatever they were plated it up, and then stood back again.
Really?
And they were all so smartly dressed. I was like, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
This is a proper experience. No one was talking to each other. There was no shouting or yelling.
Yeah.
They all knew what they were doing, and it was some of the best food I've ever had.
Really?
It was absolutely mint, top drawer.
Yeah. Sounds good.
A lot of chefs aren't very well paid over here anymore. It used to be, 20 years ago, it was a really well paid job, wasn't it? It was for highly skilled people. A lot of they've cut the costs a lot on the chefs, and service staff especially, where you're not treated well. They probably chefs move from restaurant to restaurant.
I see loads.
Constantly.
I see loads.
Yeah,
it's a big thing on TV though. I mean, they've always had programs about cooking and stuff, but I mean, it seems to be getting bigger all the time on TV. You know, there's so many chefs that
There's loads of restaurants I go in, and it's the higher end restaurants tend to be able to keep hold of their chefs. But the lower end sort of like bar-y, sort of like bar, taverna, restaurant type places. Turning over them at constant.
Yeah.
And you try something that you like in there, and you go back in a couple of weeks later and get it again, and they go, "Oh, it's like tastes different. We've got a new chef."
I guess it's wages again, isn't it? I suppose the higher end ones can pay that bit more money, can't they?
But they're unreliable, a lot of chefs as well.
Yeah. Antisocial hours, they're working, but they party. A lot of them. They take a lot of drugs. There's lots of booze. I've known most of my mates were chefs growing up.
I agree.
Wow. So volatile. They can be moody. They can be tired. They can lose it and walk out because you need the head chef. So they do actually have a lot of power. If you just walk out, a service can end.
Yep, I agree with you.
So yeah,
seen it loads.
Not for me. I'd hate to work in.
But that was good.
I fancy it myself.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers. Guys.